Hey everyone, ready for another deep dive? Today we're tackling something I know a lot of you are thinking about.
Mm-hmm.
How to get started with real estate investing in 2024
Oh, yeah.
when your salary is, well,
Right.
average.
Yeah, no private jets in our immediate future.
Exactly.
Hmm.
Not exactly private jet money.
Nope.
So to help us break this down, we're going to be
Yeah.
using a recent episode from the Bigger Pockets crew as a starting point.
Okay,
But I
cool.
actually did this really fun thought experiment
Oh, yeah.
where they put themselves in the shoes of someone
Okay.
just starting out.
Yeah, a lot of people are in that situation.
Totally.
Totally.
Especially now.
Yeah, so we're talking a $60,000 salary,
Okay.
$10,000 saved up, splitting $1,500 in rent with a partner.
All right.
And, oh, yeah, can't forget about that car payment.
Gotta have a car.
Right. Just like many of you out there,
Okay.
probably. So we're going to use their insights, plus,
Yeah.
our own, to really brainstorm.
How to make some smart real estate moves,
Love it.
given those really specific circumstances.
Yeah, that's a good framework.
Think of us as your personal real estate think tank.
I like that.
All right.
Yeah.
So one thing that really stood out to me from that Bigger Pockets episode,
Okay.
all three hosts, so
Okay.
David Green, Rob Abasolo, Dave Meyer, they were all
Yep.
really adamant about building a strong financial foundation
Yeah.
before even thinking about buying a property.
It makes sense.
Right.
Real estate, it's not exactly.
It's not cheap.
Yeah, known for being cheap.
Right. You've got your down payment,
Mm-hmm.
closing cost, potential repairs.
Uh-huh.
It all adds up.
Yeah, and we're talking about today's market, right?
Oh, absolutely.
Interest rates and home prices are all over the place.
Totally.
So having that financial cushion is more crucial than ever.
Absolutely. And David Green actually said that
Did
you need to earn the right to invest in real estate.
Powerful statement.
I thought that was such a good way to put it.
Yeah.
So he actually suggested
Hmm.
really getting a handle on your budget first.
Oh, yeah.
Like those budgeting apps can be
Oh, game changer.
super helpful, yeah.
Yeah.
He also talked about really exploring ways
Mm.
to boost your income.
Right.
Side hustles, negotiating a raise,
Yeah.
all of that.
All about building that financial fortress
Exactly.
where you jump into
Yeah.
the real estate ring.
Exactly.
Now, here's where things get interesting.
Okay.
Rob Apsalo actually suggested
Mm-hmm.
prioritizing education
Oh,
over an immediate investment.
okay.
It kind of seems counterintuitive.
Yeah, you want to just jump in?
You do.
Right.
But hear him out.
I'm listening.
So he's all about
Okay.
tapping in to that wealth of free resources that are out there,
Okay.
like the Bigger Pockets forums
Yeah.
or attending those,
Mm.
like real estate conferences, things like that.
Yeah, those can be really valuable. Totally. So think about it, right? Networking with seasoned investors.
Yep.
Getting those insights into your local market.
Mm-hmm.
Picking up those specialized skills. Like if you're interested in short-term rentals, all of that can be
Yeah.
so valuable.
And it can save you from some costly mistakes down the road.
So let's bring it back to you, listening right now.
Mm-hmm.
Do you feel comfortable with
Well-
handling those upfront real estate expenses?
It's a good question.
Right.
Yeah.
If not, what steps
Mhm.
could you take to get there?
That's the key, right?
Yeah.
Figuring out.
Figuring out your plan.
Yeah, what you gotta do.
So maybe a budgeting app could help you see
Oh, yeah.
where your money's going.
Just to get a handle on things.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Or maybe there's a side hustle
That's a good one.
that you've been thinking about.
Mm-hmm.
They could give your savings a boost.
Yeah.
Okay, now let's move on to something that all three of those Bigger Pockets hosts
Yeah.
were basically cheering for:
All right, I'm intrigued.
house hacking.
Oh, house hacking, yeah.
Yeah.
That's a classic.
It's like
It's a good one.
a tried and true method, and they all agreed,
Mm-hmm.
especially when you're starting out with a limited budget,
Right.
that it's a pretty unbeatable strategy.
It is. It is.
So house hacking is kind of like
Okay.
dipping your toes into the real estate ocean,
Mm-hmm.
but in the best way possible.
Okay.
You get to drastically reduce those living expenses.
Live for free, almost.
Right.
Yeah.
Maybe even generate some extra income
It's amazing.
on top of that.
Yeah.
So think of it like this.
Okay.
Renting out that spare room
Yeah.
in your apartment,
Mm-hmm.
that's like,
Intro.
yeah, the intro to house hacking.
Okay.
You're testing out being a landlord,
To get your feet wet.
right?
Yeah.
You're building up some savings.
Exactly.
And then you have, the more advanced level
Oh, okay.
options,
Right.
like buying a multi-unit property,
Okay.
living in one unit while renting out the others.
Yeah. Yeah.
I like to think of it like this.
All right, let's hear it.
Rent by the room.
Mm-hmm.
is the broccoli of house hacking.
Okay.
You know it's good for you,
Right.
but it's not the most exciting.
Not the most glamorous.
But a fourplex
Okay.
with a short-term rental unit.
They were talking.
Now you're adding the guacamole.
There you go.
Things are getting
That's a good analogy.
delicious.
Yeah.
But the key is to find a strategy that
Right.
matches your comfort level
Absolutely.
and your financial goals.
The ultimate goal here, remember,
Yeah.
is to get your monthly living expenses.
It's close to zero as possible.
Yeah, get that down
Right.
as low as you can.
So, could you imagine yourself house hacking?
That's a good question.
Maybe you've got a spare room you can rent out?
Mm-hmm.
Or are you feeling ready to jump into a multifamily property?
It depends on your situation, right?
Totally.
Yeah.
And keep in mind,
Okay.
house hacking isn't just about cash flow.
Right.
It's also about
Building equity.
building equity.
Yes,
That's such a crucial point.
it is.
It's about owning a bigger and bigger
Mm-hmm.
chunk of that property.
Over time. That's right.
And Dave Meyer and Rob Abasolo both suggested looking into
Right.
forced appreciation,
Oh, interesting.
which is basically making
Yeah.
strategic moves to actively increase the value of your property.
So you're not just waiting,
For it to go up.
sitting on it.
You're making it happen.
Right. You're making it happen.
I like it.
So we talked about those cosmetic upgrades, right?
Mm-hmm.
Fresh paint, updating the flooring,
Mm-hmm.
boosting curb appeal.
Those can make a big difference.
Huge difference.
Yeah.
Relatively low-cost ways
Mm-hmm.
to make a big impact. And then there's the live and flip.
Oh, the live and flip.
Right.
That's a good one.
You buy a place that needs
A little love.
a little bit of work. Yeah.
Live in it while you
Yeah.
fix it up.
Mm-hmm.
And then
Yeah.
you either
Sell for a profit.
sell for a profit
Or refinance.
or refinance to pull out some of that equity.
Yeah, there are options.
I love the idea of a live and flip.
It's a good one.
It's like house hacking,
Yeah.
but
A
with
little DIY makeover.
DIY makeover thrown in.
Exactly.
Right. But it's important to be realistic about your DIY skills
That's true.
and the amount of work.
You gotta be honest with yourself.
Totally.
Yeah.
So do you have any DIY skills that you could leverage?
Good question.
Are you like
Yeah.
a weekend warrior with a toolbox?
Or are you more like
Or are you more comfortable with
finding the undervalued property?
finding the undervalued property
Yeah.
and making some strategic upgrades?
Yeah, they're different approaches.
Totally.
Yeah.
Another interesting approach that Rob Abasolo brought up
Okay.
was partnering with an investor
Oh, interesting.
to gain experience and build a portfolio.
That makes sense.
So he's basically saying,
Yeah.
hey, find an experienced investor
Mm-hmm.
who's willing to put up the cash,
Okay.
and you bring your time,
Uh-huh.
energy, and hustle to the table.
Yeah, you're bringing the sweat equity.
Exactly.
Hey, I like that.
It's kind of like a
A real estate apprenticeship.
real estate apprenticeship.
Real estate apprenticeship.
Yeah, learn from the
You're
pros.
getting to learn from a pro,
Mhm.
build your network,
Yeah,
establish a track record.
all those things that scream successful investor down the line.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And, you know,
Yeah.
as a new investor,
Mhm.
you might need to be willing
Yeah.
to offer a deal.
To attract a partner,
That seems unfair.
especially in this market.
Right.
On the surface.
But you're getting so much value
You're getting that experience,
and a knowledge.
that mentorship.
Mhm.
So could you see yourself
That's a good question.
finding a partner that aligns with your goals?
Yeah. Do you have those networking skills? Yeah.
Are you willing to potentially give up
It's a trade-off.
some of those early profits
Mm.
in exchange for
Learning and growing.
that learning and that growth?
Yeah, it's a long-term game.
It is.
Yeah.
Okay, now let's shift gears a little bit. Let's dive into David Green's
Right.
sneaky rental strategy.
Oh, sneaky. I like it.
All right.
Yeah.
This one is all about
Yeah.
leveraging primary residence loans to
Mhm.
buy and house hack multiple properties.
So you're not just stopping at one.
He's basically saying,
Right.
why stop at one
Yeah.
house hack?
When you can
Yeah. Yeah. Keep going.
turn it into a real estate marathon.
That's right.
right. Yeah, you're building that portfolio.
And with low down payment loans, right?
Oh, yeah. Those are
We're talking
3% down.
3% down.
Yeah, that can really help.
You can really accelerate
Accelerate that growth.
your portfolio growth. He even mentioned that you could potentially buy a new property every single year.
Wow.
That's some serious real estate hustle.
That is bad.
But of course, this approach
Yeah.
does have its challenges.
Of course. Of course.
You got to think about frequent moving,
Right.
dealing with a growing number of tenants.
Yeah. It's not for the faint of heart.
It's not for everyone.
No.
But
Mm-hmm.
if you're someone who thrives on action
Right.
and is comfortable with a
Yeah. That fast-paced.
fast-paced lifestyle.
Yeah, lifestyle.
It could be a really good fit.
A really powerful path
Yeah.
to building a sizable portfolio.
And you're taking advantage of those low down payments.
Exactly. It's all about consistent action and leveraging
Leveraging what's available.
those low down payments to your advantage.
Yeah.
Okay, so does this resonate with you?
Good question for the listeners.
Are you up for the challenge of
Yeah.
frequent moves,
Yeah.
managing multiple properties? Or do you prefer something a little more steady?
Or do you prefer a more
Yes.
steady, slower paced
Yeah, it's all personal preference.
approach?
Yeah,
It's all about finding the right pace for you.
that's right.
All right, let's take a breather for a second.
Okay.
Recap what we've talked about so far.
So far, so good.
We talked about the importance of building
Building that foundation.
a strong financial foundation.
Yes.
Before diving into real estate, we explored the power of education
Uh-huh.
and how it can pay off
Oh, yeah.
in the long run.
That long-term thinking.
Yes.
Here.
And we got into the nitty-gritty
The details.
of house hacking with all of its delicious variation.
I like that. The broccoli and the guacamole.
Right.
Yeah.
We even touched on partnering with an investor
Yep.
and David Green's sneaky rental strategy,
Oh, yeah.
both of which highlight the importance of
Creative thinking.
creative thinking
Yeah.
and playing that long game in real estate.
It's all about the long game.
It is.
Yeah.
But we're just getting started
Oh,
in the
yeah.
next part of our deep dive.
Okay.
We're going to go deeper into these strategies,
All right.
explore how to find deals,
Okay.
analyze properties,
Mhm.
and navigate that whole financing process.
Yeah. That can be tricky.
So stay tuned.
I'm ready.
It's going to get even more interesting.
Can't wait. So, as we were talking about all those different strategies,
Uh-huh.
it really struck me how the Bigger Pockets hosts
Yeah.
really emphasized getting creative
Mm-hmm.
to make deals work.
Oh, totally.
Even when you're not,
Yeah.
rolling in cash.
Not all of us have those trust funds.
Right, exactly.
Right.
It's not always about having a fat bank account.
No.
It's about using what you do have,
what you do have.
your skills, your time,
Yeah.
your willingness to learn,
It's that. Like entrepreneurial spirit.
that hustle.
Yeah, the hustle.
Yeah,
That can really make a difference.
absolutely. And Rob Abasolo's idea of co-hosting
Oh,
is
yeah.
a perfect example.
Co-hosting, I love that.
He talked about managing short-term rentals for other property owners.
Oh, interesting.
So trading his expertise for income
Got it.
instead of investing capital up front.
Brilliant.
Right.
You're getting paid to learn the ropes
Exactly.
of the short-term rental market, building those connections, getting hands-on experience,
You're not even
owning the property yet.
owning it yet.
Yeah.
And what I love about that, too, is that
Yeah.
you get exposed to all sorts of...
You do. You see different
Yeah.
properties, different management styles,
Totally.
different niches. It's like,
It's like a crash course
yeah, a crash course
in real estate investing.
with a paycheck.
With a paycheck, exactly.
Yeah.
And once you've built up, some experience and capital through co-hosting,
Right.
you're in a much stronger position.
You are. When it comes to actually finding partners
Yeah, for future investments.
for future investments,
Got that track record.
it's like leveling up your real estate skills before you even buy
Before you even dive in.
your first property.
Yeah, I love that approach.
And even if co-hosting isn't your thing,
Right.
there are still other ways to
There are. You can.
generate that income
Yeah.
and build your real estate knowledge base.
It's about thinking outside the box a little bit.
It's about getting creative.
Yeah.
Right.
And finding what works for you.
Finding what works for you.
Yeah.
David Green actually even suggested
He did, yeah.
getting your real estate license
Oh, interesting.
as a potential side hustle.
Okay.
It's a way to
Yeah, immerse yourself
dive deep,
into the market.
connect with other investors,
Totally.
and maybe
Yeah,
earn some commissions along the way.
exactly. And you're learning so much
You are.
while you're doing it. Yeah, it's a win-win.
And don't underestimate the power of networking.
Oh, networking is huge.
It is huge.
Especially in real estate.
Attending those local real estate meetups, joining online forums,
Yeah.
even just
Yeah.
striking up conversations
At your local coffee shop.
at your local coffee shop.
Yeah, you never know
You never know
who you're going to meet,
who you're going to meet.
what opportunities are out there.
Exactly. It's all about
Yeah.
being proactive,
Putting yourself out there.
putting yourself out there.
Yeah, real estate's a people business.
It is. It's all about the connections.
It is.
Okay, so let's circle back to that concept of equity.
All right, equity. Yeah.
Remember, building equity
It's a key
key
to unlocking
to unlocking those
yeah.
future opportunities in real estate.
future opportunities, more deals.
It's the foundation
It is. It's the foundation
of your wealth building
of your wealth building journey.
Yeah.
It all starts there.
So how can we maximize
Yeah, that's the question.
that equity growth,
Yeah,
especially when we're starting with
right. When you're working with
a smaller budget?
a limited budget.
Right.
Yeah.
One strategy that both Dave Meyer and Rob Abasolo highlighted
Okay.
was forced appreciation,
Forced appreciation, right?
which we talked about a little bit,
We did.
but it's about
Yeah.
strategically
Like increasing the value.
increasing the value of your property
Yeah.
through smart improvements.
So you're not just passively waiting.
Right.
You're making things happen.
We talked about those cosmetic upgrades.
Right. Those can be really effective.
Fresh paint, new flooring, boosting curb appeal,
Yeah. Those can make a big impact.
relatively low-cost ways to make a big impact.
And they're relatively easy to do.
Yeah, a little elbow grease
Little sweat equity.
can go a long way.
Absolutely.
And then there's the live-in flip.
The live and flip.
Where
Yeah.
you buy a property that needs
A little TLC.
a little love.
For-
You live in it while you
You fix it up.
renovate,
Yeah.
and then you either sell for a profit
Mm-hmm.
or refinance to pull out some of that equity.
That's a great way to build equity.
It's a great way to build that
Yeah,
sweat
it is.
equity.
That's great.
Literally putting in the work
Yeah, you're getting your hands dirty.
to increase the value
Absolutely.
and potentially generate
Yeah.
some serious returns.
Big returns.
Yeah.
But it's not for everyone.
Definitely not for everyone. It
Yeah.
takes,
Yeah.
a certain level of DIY skills.
You got to be.
You got to be a little bit handy.
Or at least willing to learn.
You're willing to learn, yeah.
And a tolerance for
you got to have
a little bit of chaos.
a tolerance for dust and chaos.
Yeah, it's going to get messy.
And the willingness to live in, like,
Yeah, you're living in a construction zone.
a construction zone for a
A
while.
little bit, but hey, it can be worth it.
It can be really rewarding.
If you're up for the challenge.
Okay, so let's say you've successfully
Yeah.
house hacked your way
Right.
to your first investment property.
You've got that first one under your belt.
What's next?
That's the question.
How do you make sure you're making smart decisions
Right.
as you continue to
As you build that portfolio.
build your portfolio?
Yeah, you don't want to just jump into anything.
You don't want to make those rookie mistakes.
Right, exactly.
Right.
You gotta have a plan.
So it all starts with
Yeah.
having a clear investment strategy.
Watch strategy. Yeah.
What are your goals?
What are you trying to achieve?
Are you after,
Cash flow,
primarily cash flow?
that steady stream of income.
That steady stream of rental income?
Yeah.
Or are you more focused on
Long-term appreciation.
the long-term appreciation?
Yeah, just letting that property value grow
Yeah. Letting it grow
over time.
over time, passively.
Yeah, passive.
Once you know what you're aiming for,
Mm-hmm.
you can start to
You can zero in on.
zero in on those properties
Yeah, that fit your strategy.
that fit your strategy.
Yeah, exactly.
And that's where
Market research.
market research becomes so crucial.
It is so important.
Understanding those trends in your local market.
What are rents doing?
What are those rents going for?
How are property values changing?
How are those property values changing?
You got to know what's going on
You've got to know
in your area.
what's happening in your area.
Yeah, before you make any moves.
The Bigger Pockets crew,
They were big on
they were big on
Yeah.
crunching the numbers
crunching the numbers, doing your due diligence.
before jumping into any deal.
Don't just buy on emotion.
Don't let those emotions
Right.
get the best of you.
You got to be a savvy investor,
It's all about being a savvy investor.
not just an emotional buyer.
Yes.
Yeah,
So analyzing those potential deals is key.
absolutely.
You need to look at things like
Okay.
cash flow projections.
How much money is this property going to make?
How much is it going to make each month
After expenses.
after those expenses? Yeah.
Right. That's the key.
You also want to consider the
Appreciation.
potential appreciation.
How much could it go up in value?
How much could it go up
Yeah.
over time? And of course,
Mm-hmm.
you want to look at the overall
Financial health.
financial health of that property.
Yeah, make sure it's a solid investment.
Make sure it's solid. But they did throw around a lot of
Real estate lingo.
real estate lingo.
Like cash flow, cap rate, ROI.
Cash flow, cap rate, return on investment,
It can be overwhelming.
all of those things.
Yeah.
It can be a little overwhelming
Especially if you're just starting out.
if you're just starting out. Yeah.
Don't worry.
You don't need to be a financial whiz
No, you don't need an
to
MBA.
get this.
There are a lot of resources out
There
there.
are so many resources
Yeah.
that can help you
Learn the basics.
learn those basics
Yeah.
of real estate investing.
And how to analyze deals.
Bigger Pockets has some fantastic
They do.
calculators and tools.
Yeah, those calculators are great.
on their website.
Yeah.
Plus, there are tons of books and
Okay, yeah.
online courses
Online courses are amazing.
that break it down in a way.
That makes sense.
That makes sense.
You don't have to be intimidated.
Exactly.
Yeah, take it one step at a time.
Take it one step at a time.
Yeah.
Okay, now, let's talk about
The dreaded F word.
the dreaded F word.
Financing.
Getting approved for a moral.
It can feel like
it can be tough.
running a marathon.
Especially for an investment property.
For an investment property,
Yeah.
lenders can be
They can be a little
a bit more strict.
stricter.
Yeah, when
Like-
it comes to
Compared to your primary residence.
investment property.
They want to make sure you're a good bet.
They want to make sure you're serious.
You're not going to default.
and financially prepared.
Yeah, you're the real deal. So David Green
He was adamant about
was
it.
really adamant about
Yeah.
building a strong credit score.
That credit score is so important.
That magical 3-digit number that lenders just
They love it.
love.
A good credit score can open so many doors.
He also talked about maintaining a healthy
Debt-to-income ratio.
debt-to-income ratio.
Basically making sure you're not,
You're not drowning in debt.
overextended
Yeah.
compared to what you're making.
And it's not just about
Mm.
you being financially sound.
Right.
Lenders also want to know that the
property itself.
property itself
Yeah.
is a good investment.
Looking at location.
They're looking at its location,
Condition.
its condition, even its
Potential for income.
potential for generating income.
It's like a job interview for your property.
It's like a
Yeah.
job interview.
You got to make a good first impression.
You want to make sure that property is
You want to take.
attractive to lenders.
Yeah. A well-maintained property
Yeah.
in a good location
In a good location.
is going to be much more appealing.
Than a fixer-upper in a,
Right. In a struggling neighborhood.
a struggling
Yeah.
neighborhood.
Yeah. Location. Location. Location.
Location, location, location.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah, I hear that all the time.
Rob Abasolo actually suggested
He did, yeah.
working with a mortgage broker
A whole mortgage broker, yeah.
who specializes
In
in
the investment property loans.
investment property loans.
Yeah, they can be a huge help.
They can be like
They know the ins and outs.
your guide through the financing jungle
Exactly. They can help you navigate that whole process.
and find the best loan options for you.
Yeah. It's worth it to have an expert on your side.
Totally. And don't forget to shop around
Oh, yeah.
and compare
rates.
from different lenders.
Yeah, just like you would with anything else.
You wouldn't buy a car
Right. You wouldn't just go to one dealership.
without.
You compare prices, check in prices at a few dealerships.
Exactly. So do the same thing with your mortgage.
Do your research.
Mm-hmm.
Make sure you understand all those loan terms and conditions
Yeah, read the fine print.
before you sign on that dotted line.
I mean, it's important.
One thing that really resonated with me
Okay.
from that Bigger Pockets discussion
Yeah.
was their
Shared philosophy.
their shared philosophy
Yeah.
on real estate investing.
They were all about that long-term mindset.
That long-term
Yeah.
mindset, they all agreed that it's
Marathon,
a marathon,
not a sprint.
not a sprint.
You got to pace yourself.
It's about patience,
Patience,
consistency,
consistency,
and playing that long game.
playing the long game. Exactly.
David Green actually had this
He did.
great analogy.
Okay. What was it?
He compared real estate investing
Okay.
to planting a tree.
Oh, I like that.
It takes time,
Yeah.
consistent effort,
You got to nurture it.
and nurturing to
Call it grow and bear fruit.
grow and bear fruit.
You can't just plant it and expect
You could just expect
instant results.
instant results.
It takes time.
It takes time.
Yeah, that's a great analogy.
It's about planting those seeds,
Mm-hmm.
tending to your investments,
Yeah.
and being patient.
Being patient, the rewards will come.
The rewards will come.
But they might not be immediate.
They might not be immediate, but they'll come.
That's right.
Rob Abasolo
He also highlighted
also highlighted the power of
compound growth.
compound growth
Yeah.
in real estate.
It's amazing how that works.
Yes.
As you pay down that mortgage,
Pay down that
the
mortgage,
property value goes up.
and that property appreciates in value.
Yeah.
That equity
It snowballs over time.
snowballs over time. It's like a financial avalanche.
It is. It's like a snowball effect.
Exactly.
It just keeps building and building.
So what does all of this mean
So what does it mean for the listener?
for you
For you out there, yeah.
as you start this journey?
Mm-hmm.
Remember,
Knowledge.
knowledge is your
Most valuable asset.
most valuable asset.
Educate yourself.
Educate yourself.
Yeah.
Analyze those deals
Do your research.
with a critical eye.
Don't just jump into anything.
Don't just jump in
Yeah.
and build a strong team
A team of advisors.
of advisors,
Professional.
professionals,
Yeah.
people you trust
To guide you.
to guide you on that journey.
Absolutely.
Don't be afraid to
Yeah.
Start small.
Start small.
Learn from your experiences.
The wins and the losses.
The wins and those stumbles.
Yeah.
Adjust your strategies along the way.
Yeah, be flexible.
Real estate is a dynamic game.
It is. It's always changing.
So stay flexible.
Be adaptable.
Be adaptable.
Yeah.
And open to new ideas.
There's always something new to learn.
Always something new to learn.
Yeah.
And most importantly,
Yeah.
remember that real estate investing is a
It's a long game.
long game.
Yeah, it's not a get-rich-quick scheme.
Patience, persistence,
Persistence.
and that commitment
That commitment.
to continuous learning.
To always be learning.
Those are the keys to success.
That's how you win in this game.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Okay, so we've covered a lot of ground, but how about we get down to, like,
Yeah, the nitty-gritty.
the nitty-gritty?
Like, how do you actually find those deals?
Yes.
Especially in this market.
In this competitive market,
Sure.
right?
Right.
Any insider tips? I'm ready.
Yeah, well, one thing that David Green talked about that
Yeah.
I thought was really interesting was
Okay.
building relationships with real estate agents.
Okay, yeah.
He actually had a funny way of putting it.
What was it?
He called it romancing the realtor.
Romancing the realtor.
Yeah.
I love that.
It's about finding an agent
Yeah.
who really gets your investment goals.
Who understands what you're looking for.
Yeah, and who's willing to
Mhm.
go the extra mile
Yeah.
to help you find those off-market deals
The off-market deal.
that aren't on everybody's radar.
The hidden gems.
Exactly. So it's about
Okay.
building trust, building rapport,
Yeah.
not just blasting out mass emails or lowballing every seller.
Not being,
Right. Yeah.
that annoying person.
Yeah, you want to be the person that they want to work with.
Exactly. And your agent isn't your only resource.
Right.
Rob Abasolo also talked about using direct mail marketing
Oh, yeah, direct mail.
to reach motivated sellers
Yeah, people who might not be listing publicly.
who aren't necessarily listing publicly.
So you got to get creative sometimes.
It's about thinking outside the box.
Thinking beyond those big real estate websites.
Yeah, sometimes those best deals are
They are.
the ones that haven't even hit the mainstream market yet.
That's right.
Right.
Yeah, and don't underestimate the power of just talking to people.
Oh, word of mouth.
Word of mouth, networking.
Yeah.
Let people know that you're looking for investment properties.
Exactly.
You never know who might have a lead
You never know.
or know somebody who's thinking about selling.
It's all about putting it out there.
Putting it out there, yeah.
All right, so let's say you found a
Maybe.
potential deal.
You've got a property.
How do you know if it's,
Yeah, how do you know if it's the real deal?
yeah, if it's actually a good investment?
It's easy to get caught up in the excitement.
You get excited, you get, like,
Yeah, you get emotionally attacked,
emotionally attached.
but you got to stay focused on the numbers.
Stay focused on those numbers.
That's where the analysis comes in.
So how do we analyze?
Well, you got to figure out
Yeah.
if the property's financial potential aligns with your investment strategy.
Remember we talked about cash flow versus appreciation.
Cash flow versus appreciation, right?
Yeah. Which one are you after?
Yeah. But they did throw around a lot of real estate jargon.
A lot of lingo.
Like
Cap rate, ROI.
capitalization rate, return on investment,
It could be a lot.
all of those things.
Yeah.
It can be overwhelming, especially if you're new to this.
If you're just starting out, yeah.
But don't worry, you don't have to have an MBA
You don't need to be a financial whiz
to figure this out.
to understand the basics, right?
There are so many resources
There are so many resources.
to help you learn those key metrics
Yeah.
and how to analyze deals.
Bigger pockets, a
They've
gag.
those calculators.
They've got those calculators
Yeah.
and tools on their website.
And there are tons of books and online courses
So many courses
that break it all down
in a way that makes sense
in plain English.
for us regular folks. Yeah.
Exactly. So don't be intimidated by the lingo.
Don't be intimidated.
Take it one step at a time.
One step at a time.
Build that knowledge base.
Now, let's talk about the dreaded F word again.
Oh, the F word.
Financing.
Financing. That can be a tough one.
Getting approved for a mortgage, especially for an investment property.
It can feel like an obstacle course sometimes.
It can feel overwhelming.
Yeah.
And lenders,
They often have higher standards
they do, yeah.
for investment properties.
For investment properties compared to,
Your primary residence.
your primary residence.
Yeah.
They want to make sure
They want to make sure you're serious,
you're the real deal.
that you're prepared.
Yeah.
David Green, again,
He really stressed the importance of
really emphasized having a good credit score.
that credit score is so important.
It's like
It's like your financial report card.
it's your financial report card.
Lenders look at that very closely.
He also talked about maintaining a healthy debt-to-income ratio.
Debt to income ratio, yeah.
So making sure you're not overextended.
Not drowning in debt.
Yeah, with other loans and credit cards and things like that.
And it's not just about you being financially sound.
Right.
Lenders also want to know that the
But the property
itself
is a good investment.
is a solid investment.
They're looking at location,
Condition,
condition, potential for income.
all of those things.
It's like a job interview for your property.
I love that analogy. It's like
You want it to shine.
a job interview for your property.
You want to make a good first impression.
You want to make sure it's looking its best?
A well-maintained property
Yeah.
in a desirable location
In good location.
is going to be way more appealing
Way more appealing to those lenders
than a fixer-upper.
than a fixer-upper
Yeah, in a struggling neighborhood.
in a not-so-great neighborhood.
Yeah,
So Rob Abasolo suggested
he did.
working with a mortgage broker
Where's brokers? Yeah.
who specializes in
Investment properties.
investment property loans.
Yeah.
They can be so helpful
They can.
in navigating that whole financing process.
They know the ins and outs.
They know the ins and outs.
They can find you the best deals.
They can help you
Yeah.
find the best loan options
for your situation.
for you.
Yeah.
And just like with any big purchase,
You got to shop around.
you got to shop around.
compare rates.
Compare rates from different lenders.
Yeah, don't just settle for the first offer.
Don't just jump at the first one.
Yeah, exactly.
So one of the biggest takeaways
Yeah.
from that Bigger Pockets discussion for me was
On it.
their kind of shared philosophy
Mhm.
on real estate investing.
They were all about that long-term view.
That long-term mindset.
Yeah.
Like they all agreed
It's a marathon,
that it's a marathon,
not a sprint.
not a sprint. It's about patience,
Patience.
consistency, and playing the long game.
Playing that long.
David Green had a great analogy.
He did. He's good with those analogies.
He is.
What was it?
He said that real estate investing is like
Okay.
planting a tree.
Oh, I like that.
It takes time,
Yeah.
consistent effort,
You got to nurture it.
and nurturing
Yeah.
to see it grow
Grow and bear fruit.
and bear fruit. You can't
Instant gratification.
instant results.
Yeah, it takes time.
It takes
And
time.
you have to be patient.
It's about planting those seeds, tending to your investments,
Yeah.
and being patient.
And those rewards will come.
The rewards will come.
Yeah. Just might not be right away.
They might not be immediate,
That's right.
but they'll come.
Yeah. Just got to trust the process.
Rob Abasolo also highlighted the power of
Compound growth.
compound growth in real estate.
It's an amazing thing.
It's pretty incredible.
As you pay down your mortgage
As you pay down that mortgage
and the property value increases.
and your property appreciates in value,
that equity just keeps building.
it snowballs over time.
Yeah, it's a beautiful thing.
It's like a financial avalanche.
It is. It's like that snowball effect.
So what does this all mean for you?
Yeah. What does it mean for our listeners out there?
As you embark on this journey,
Mm-hmm.
remember,
Knowledge is power.
knowledge is your most valuable asset.
Educate yourself.
Educate yourself.
Learn everything you can.
Analyze those deals
Do your research.
with a critical eye
Don't just take somebody's word for it.
and build a strong team
A team of advisors.
of advisors and professionals that you can really trust.
Yeah, people who have your best interests at heart.
So don't be afraid to
Start small.
start small.
You don't have to go all in right away.
Learn from your experiences.
The wins and the losses.
The wins and the stumbles.
Those are all valuable lessons.
Adjust your strategies along the way.
The market's always changing.
Real estate is a dynamic game.
They gotta be flexible.
Stay flexible.
And adapt.
Adapt.
Be open to new ideas.
There's always a new way to do things.
And most importantly,
Yeah.
remember that real estate investing
It's a long-term game.
is a long game.
Yeah. Patience,
Patience,
persistence,
persistence,
and that commitment to continuous learning.
those are the keys to success.
That's how you build lasting wealth
Absolutely.
in real estate.
Well, we've covered a lot of ground in this deep dive,
We have.
but this is really just the beginning
Yeah, it's just the tip of the iceberg.
of your journey. There's a whole world of real estate knowledge out there.
So much to learn.
So keep exploring,
Keep exploring.
keep learning,
Keep asking those questions.
and never give up on your dreams.
Who knows, maybe one day
Yeah.
you'll be sharing your real estate wisdom
Sharing your expertise
with the world.
With the world. Why not?
Until then,
Happy investing, everybody.
happy investing.